Hi guys, in this video, we're going to continue to try to get our house in the dry. At this point, we have sheathing and roofing on, and so we need to get our wall sheathing and our siding on. And we can start doing some backfilling and also do our slab in the basement. So to begin with, I am going to start by, let's put the sheathing on the wall. All right, so we're going to consider that 1/2 inch sheathing. So I'm going to offset 0.5, grab that line and go out with it. Notice it doesn't go all the way down. So I need to trim, shift, and extend that down to the top of the block, just like that. And I see a problem. No, I don't. Never mind. Never mind. Uh, yeah, when you see this here, you'll think, oh, I'm too far down. But remember that this is a poly line that is very thick there to represent seal. Okay, so I have this line here, and I'm going to trim it off up here at the top, and I'm going to, I need to put in my sheathing. Um, I'm at a loss of words today, guys. Sorry. Hatch. All right, so I'm gonna copy this, and I'm going to attempt to put this in there without, there we go. I got it. Got it. Something that I forgot to explain to you. Sometimes you might see your lines and they're not dotted anymore, and you think, well, man, I knew I put them in there as a dotted line. Well, what it is CAD compresses some of our lines sometimes because this takes a lot of memory. So it will just draw a straight line through there. And only way to get it back, I mean, it's still there. If you print it, it'll show up as a dotted line. It just doesn't look like it on the screen. But all you have to do is just hit regen. So type in RE, and then you can press enter, and that will give you regen. And basically what it does is it just regenerates the drawing itself. And maybe sometime soon you'll see this happen, and I may have to regen. Okay, so moving forward, we need to put our skirt board on, and um, we did not make those, and we can. Let's do that. So let's make our skirt boards. I'm going to go and click on rectangle, and I'm just going to start the rectangle. And the first joint is, or the first line is going to be 3/4. I can put that in as 3/4, or I can put it in as 0.75. I'm going to hit tab, and this time I'm going to go 11.25. This is basically a 1/12. All right, I'm going to match properties on my deck. I like to keep all my wood green, and so there is that. Let's go ahead and copy that and create a 1/12 uh, finished board. You can just 1/12 is fine. And then pick point, and I'm going to pick the top point and then hit OK. So I have that one. Now I'm going to make another one, and I'm just going to come over here, same with it, and another rectangle. This time it's going to be 0.75, tab. I made a box instead of a rectangle. I hate when that happens. Okay, there we go. 0.75, tab, 5.5, enter. All right, so I'm going to go to match properties. And so that one, I want that one to be uh, green as well. But that was not wanting to do it. Why is it not wanting to do it? Well, by jingos, we can do it another way. I can do it this way. And I don't know why it's not wanting to do that. All right, so let's copy this and create 1/6 and copy pick point, Click there and hit OK. One last one. Let's do two more. Let's do a rectangle again. Where's my rectangle? All of a sudden I'm flustered. Let's go rectangle. We're going to go 0.75, tab 7.25, enter. Let's see if the, oh, I know why I couldn't hit match properties a minute ago. Because I've already made that a block. I made that other one a block too, so I can't copy them because they can't read them. All right, highlight that, create 1x8, pick point, boom. And then the last one will be a 1x10, again, a rectangle. Don't make a box, 0.75, tab 9.25, enter. And I'm gonna highlight that, make it a deck green box, highlight it, create 1x10, pick point, copy. All right, so I'm gonna, I just screwed that one, didn't I? I hit escape and I should have hit enter. I do that a lot. I need to select all my objects. I didn't select them ahead of time. Hit enter, pick point, top, and then OK. Now I have it. Yep. Okay, I'm going to get rid of those two to start with. If you look over here at this house that I've been working on, I've already completed. Let's go to the, is it going to show it? Yeah, it'll show it. So here's where we are. I'm putting in these two pieces, and it's notice that they are even with the top of the subfloor. So let's go back over to the wall section. I'm just going to grab this one, and I don't have to move. I don't have to pick move. All I have to do is grab that node, and then I'm going to pull it over. I'm going to touch that line right there, pull it over, bam. And now it is in place. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And this one I can just pull up in there and drop. All right, so I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, there's OSB sticking. Well, in reality, what we do here is we're going to put some bituthane in here. Bituthane is a roll type process of waterproofing, and I bet you I can't spell that for the life of me. Bituthane. Well, maybe I did. Maybe it didn't. There's bituthane. So it's a waterproof, sticky substance that you roll out on there, and then you roll it with a hard roller to make it stick really, really good. And that is what protects this OSB. And then on top of that, we're going to put stucco, or it could be brick or even rock for that matter. But so the finished boards just come down to here, and then we're going to go up with our siding. So if you will go back over to the Moodle page, you'll see that I've posted something here that says siding blocks and patterns. And so what that is, if you'll open that up and save these to your drawing. When I say save these to your drawing, I mean highlight them, Control C, go over to your drawing, wherever it is that you have your, like my windows and doors, and then place that in there, and it'll be there forever. Okay. So yeah, some things change because my zero is different, but nevertheless, what you're going to do is you're going to get that siding, that lap siding right there. Make sure you change that to something other than zero. I happen to have one that is siding, and so I'm going to change it over to siding. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to come down here to our wall section here, and I'm just going to place that right on top of those finish boards that we had. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. Notice that it just continues to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to highlight that. We're going to explode it. And then I can just get rid of the rest of it that I don't need. Delete. And then I'm going to fix this a little bit here so that it looks nice. So the first thing that I really want to do is I need to put my soffit on here. I've got my fascia, and actually I didn't draw those as blocks the other day. So anyway, we've got them now. So we're going to offset that. So basically what it is it's hardy board soffit, and it is 3/8 inch thick. So I'm going to offset that line 3/8 inch, just like so. Clean it up, extend that one out to the fascia, and get rid of this one and get rid of that one. Okay, it's actually going to go, this fascia will be actually put on before the siding is. But so I'm just going to highlight that line right there and trim this siding off to that point. Generally, we don't leave this siding on here that way. There is and matter of fact, let's just do that as well. Let's go back over here and create another rectangle. And this time it's going to be 1 inch thick, and it's going to be 3.5 inches wide. Now, let's highlight that and create, and it is, let's call it trim fiber cement. Okay, so pick point, grab that one right there, boom, and it is done. So now I can move this into place, and I left it white because it is a concrete board. All right, I'm going to have to grab that little line and come down until I'm very close to this here. Okay, so if I need to, I can right click, I can hit move, and I'm going to grab that point right there and just shove it all the way back up to that soffit there. Now I can get rid of my siding, and this is called a freeze board, by the way. This is where we terminate siding, uh, and a brick, any number of things. We just terminate this way up on this. Another thing I could do here, and I guess we should. Let's make it look a little bit better. Let's take that right there and explode it, and go over to our hatch, and go down and find sand. And then just click inside of that. So we have some sand. And I, for some reason, am on 10. So I need to change that to 1. No, I don't. Maybe I need to, well, I'll tell you what to do. Go right up here to stucco, and we're going to match property. We're going to hit stucco, and we're going to come down here and put it inside, and that just disappeared, didn't it? There we go. All right, so let's do a different way. Let's go to hatch, give it a minute, and then we're going to go up here to our stucco, and we're going to match properties, click on match properties, go in there and select that hatch object, and then come down here and put it inside of our block. Wait a minute, did I polyline? Yeah, it should be there. It didn't take. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It's there. It's there. Okay, so our scale says that it says it's varied, but that's only because I got the box too. Well, it still says, that's weird. Why is it saying varies? I'm only picking one. Scale varies. If I put 1, what is it? If I put 2, what is it? Okay, I need to go 0.5. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight all of that. Again, go to create, trim, fiber, cement, pick point, which is the same point that we had before. Hit OK, and it's going to ask us if we want to redefine it, and we do. So hit redefine there. All right. So now we have that. The reason I wanted that is so that we know that that's concrete board versus these are wood. I have all sorts of different hatches, and so I have several types of wood, that I can go and hatch that, but you don't have them. You can't add them to the college computer But if you really want to, I have a bunch of these, especially this board and batten here. And let me highlight this. And I need to just change these to, actually, no, let me change these to AWOL. Okay, that one will be left alone. This will be AWOL. And this outside one will be AWOL. And then I highlight all of the lettering, and it is going to be dimension. There. That should be on hatch, it is. That should be on hatch, it is. And this one should be on hatch. And it is. So you'll see this note here, ask me for the board and batten pattern. You have this pattern. It is ANSI 31. We've been using it all along. All I've done is I have scaled it. And if you look right there, it's angled at 135 degrees and it's scaled to 56. So that is the proper overlap for the lap siding. And it, like I say, it was just ANSI 31. If you look there, it says ANSI 31. This one, however, is a different block totally. It's called batten. And to get your patterns in there, if you want other patterns, I'll have to walk you through that because you actually have to go into the CAD settings and add the pattern where it's supposed to be. And then you got to close out and then open back up. And at that time, you'll have the hatch patterns. But it's a kind of a long, drawn out process. And I moved that sucker, didn't I? Instead of I moved it. It's okay. It's on here. Siding. Hit my X. Go away. Come on. Well, am I froze? Yes, I was froze. All right. Siding. Put that back down over where you can look at it. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that there for now. Obviously, you can see I've got a whole bunch of mess going on here. So that's just me. All right. Here's a great one. Remember what I was telling you about? That line is now solid. Even the anchor bolt is solid. All right. So all I do is I type in RE, enter, and it's going to regenerate my thing. And I'm going to have dotted lines again. Good. I'm glad it did that so I can show you how to do that. All right. We have our siding on. We have our soffit on. And we need to add, and I may have one. Let's see if I do. Vent. If I do, I'll send it to you. I do. I'll send the soffit vent out so that you can just copy and put it in place. It makes life so much easier. And obviously, I just learned how to draw CAD. Duh. No, not really. Golly, you'd think I did anyway. All right, let's try it again. I'm going to drop that in place. And I'm going to go this away. Bam. So there's my soffit vent now. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it on siding and I'll make a big note here. Take that out for just a second. Go back on here and place it on here. And I'm going to put a circle around it. So no, I'm not going to put a circle around. I'm going to show you another little thing we got here. Under the draw, if you drop down on the draw, you have a cloud. And I'm just going to go down through here and I'm going to put a cloud around it. Now, look how messy it is. It does, that looks like a football, not a cloud. That's okay. Let me show you what happened here. So I'm going to go back to the cloud. And I'm going to, right down here at the bottom, I've got arc length. I've got rectangle, I've got polygon, I've got freestyle, style, modify. I'm gonna go ahead and put my first click on there. No, I'm not either. So I'm gonna have to do that beforehand. So currently my minimum arc length is 1.16 of an inch. My maximum arc length is 2 foot and 3/16. Style is normal. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm gonna click arc length there, and I'm gonna change this to, oh, let's say 4. Enter. And let's look at style. We have normal calligraphy. So normal calligraphy means that it'll get small and wider and it looks terrible. So just stick with normal. And I'm going to do a rectangle. And there's my cloud. Okay. I could actually change this. I can go in here and I can change the arc length to 2 and I get more of a cloud. That's probably better. You guys can see that. I'll go ahead and put a leader on it and call it vent. What is it? Soffit. Vent soffit. Okay. So you guys can copy that little vent right there and put it into your palette, whatever you call it, your doors and windows and blocks or whatever. I don't care what you call it. Just make sure you know what it's called. And I'll save that and I will put that into, come on, save, baby. There we go. I don't know if you noticed or not. See how that has a little asterisk behind it? That means that it hasn't been saved lately. So I should probably go ahead and hit save on that just to make sure that I don't lose anything. It's always a good practice to save it periodically through there, or you may want to email it to yourself. If you email it to yourself, you'll have 2 copies, one in the sent and one in the received. So that's always a good thing there. All right, so we are now dried in here. And so since we're dried in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start pouring concrete. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to offset. I've got to have some gravel in here. So I put in 4 inches of gravel, just like so. Clean that up, extend that over, and I'm going to cut this out for right now. This post will go all the way down to the concrete, and so that this post cannot be knocked around. It's embedded in the concrete. What I want to do here is I want to come over here to line, and I want to draw me in a 45-degree angle line here and here, because I do not want gravel between the concrete slab up here and the concrete footing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just trim that out. Now I have this. I'm going to offset again. I'm gonna offset 4 inches, just like that. And I'm gonna pull that out here to the other one, close to at least the other one. Just like we did up here, I'm gonna grab that oh, there's another one. Doggone it. I told you I was going to send that to you. So let me go ahead and copy that and put it on siding. And I'm going to put another cloud around it. Make that one a little differently. There we go. And I'll put a leader on that so you'll know that that is the cut line. Okay. Save. All right. Back over to the wall section. Grab your cut line after I send it to you and copy it and place it right down here. You can go straight down with it if you want to. I generally like to leave a little bit more of the, notice how it's only wanting to jump over here. So if I go over here and touch that triangle and then pull back, you see it's making that little green dotted line out through there. Well, that's going to allow me to, move this off of the midpoint. If I just wanted to altogether, I can come down here and turn this off by doing that, or I can just go up on the keyboard and hit F3. Watch this down here though. That's what F3 does. It turns it on and off. So I can just turn that off briefly and click, make sure you turn your snap back on again when you're done. I'm going to trim that at that point. And I am going to, actually, I'm going to get rid of this line here. I didn't have to cut that out. Yeah, I did too. I don't know what I'm thinking. Sorry, guys, I'm not thinking. And let's get rid of this. So now you can see that the post goes all the way down through the concrete and it will be embedded in the concrete. All right, one last thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to offset 2 inches. Okay, and I'm going to offset from the top down. Should have done both sides, just like that. And I'm going to match my cut line or my broken lines here. So line, and what this is the woven wire mesh, the 10 by 10. I'll show you a picture. 6 by 6, 10 over 10 woven wire mesh. All right, so that's what that is. You don't want to use the roll, I promise you, because when you roll this out on the ground and somebody lets go of it, that thing just comes right back over and it'll just tear you all to pieces. Go with the flat sheets. They're well, you can get them 5 by 10. I don't know why they Lowe's, of course, they're not going to sell you what you want all the time, but 5 by 10 sheets, they lay flat, and oh my gosh, it's so much easier to work with. And that's what that is. All right. So now we need to go to hatch. Always takes a little bit for hatch to come on because it's pretty powerful. I'm going to scroll down or scroll up until I find gravel. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. There's gravel. Click on gravel, and then you're going to click on top of that line and below the line on both sides. Nope, that is not right. Do not do that. I don't know what I was thinking. Duh, that's not the gravel, that's the concrete. Let's try this again. Click on your hatch, find gravel. Too far. Gravel, and click down here at the bottom and click on the other side. All right, so what the devil is going on? Try it one more time. Dang. There, I'm gonna put it on this side, and then I'm gonna hit enter again, and I'm gonna put it on this side. There. Now I'll just have 2 pieces. So let's see, what is that on? That is on 1, an angle of 0. Change your angle to 68. It just kind of cuts up the pattern a little bit, and so that it looks more random. That, yeah, I see diagonals going, but anyway, 68 degrees, nothing ever is going to line up with 68 degrees. So go back up to your hatch, click on hatch, but this time I want you to hit match properties and come down there to your concrete, click on that, click inside here on top of the line, over here as well. Notice that it went all the way. I don't have to click on top and bottom, and there it is. So now I've got my concrete slab in there. Okay, one last thing I've got to do here is I need to show my plastic, and I'm going to show it with a polyline. Remember, the polyline can be a bigger line, and mine's all crazy. It's like 6 right now. So just go ahead and click right through here, just like so. And then I'm going to click on that line, and I'm going to take it down to 0.25. There we go. All right, now I can actually change that as I get started, and it'll save the change. So let me just go ahead and show you that. So I go to polyline, I click on polyline, it gives me a big old freaking thick line. I want you to hit width. So down here at the bottom, you can click on it, or you can type W. I'm going to type W, enter. And now at the bottom, you see where it's asking me specify the starting width. And I'm going to put in 0.25, hit enter. And so do you want the ending the same? Yes, I do. So I'm just going to hit enter on that again, and bam. Now forever and forever, when I go to put in a polyline, it's going to be 1/4 of an inch until I tell it differently. All right, so we have got that done. Now let's come back over here and do our waterproofing. So we have to have 3/8 of parging on the wall. Parging is, oh, and there's not a line there, is there? That's right, because that's a hatch. All right, so I have to put a line in. And now I'm going to offset that line 3/8 of an inch. So parging is made up of 1 part Portland cement and 3 parts sand. Okay, so there is that, and I'm going to have to close off the top of it like so. 45-degree angle is fine. Remember that this is all going to be hid anyway with that bitcha thing, so you won't see it. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff on here. So actually above ground, and I guess I just need to go ahead and show ground. Let's just go in here and pop a line, just somewhere there. Bam, that's perfect. All right, and I'm just going to pull it out. Don't want it level. I want it just a little bit off of level. Not very much, but just a little. So this makes the earth, it will slope away from the foundation. All right. Basically, I'm going to leave that line in there because this is going to be stucco where this is parging. Pretty much made out of the same similar stuff, but this is, but one will be a finished product and one will be a waterproofing product. I'm going to go back to polyline again, and I'm going to click right there on those where those two come together. I'm going to go almost down to the very bottom, and I mean almost. All right, it don't matter. You don't have to be really picky on it. I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to go to 45-degree angle over to the footing, and then I'm going to click and click. All right, so now what in the world is that? That is bituminous material. Actually, I'm sorry, I told you wrong. Let's grab that and take that one out. This is bituminous material. So I can hover over this node here, and I can then remove the vertex there, and it goes back to that single line. This is what's called a cant strip. So let me show you on my finished product here. This is a cant strip. So when you're putting that parging on, crap falls down on the top of the footing. Well, you don't clean it up, you just slope it off. Okay, you slope it off. And so what that does is that helps get water away from this joint right here. This joint is it's always a weak joint when it comes to water, because we can have so much water in here. Remember that this line here represents backfill, and everything over here is undisturbed. That means this bit of property over here is very packed. It's hard packed, and this will not be as packed, so it's less dense. So water is going to trap in there, and a lot of rain, it could fill up all the way to here. Well, water weighs 9 pounds per cubic foot, and so by the time you get down here, you've got all kinds of hydraulic pressure, and it will find its way through your between your block and your concrete, and then it'll try to find its way up through here as well. And yes, that's something else I forgot to do. God, I keep forgetting to do stuff. Let's go back down here to polyline and click right there and go up. We have to turn the poly vapor barrier. We have to turn it up so that the concrete does not adhere to the concrete wall. I'm going to pause for just a minute and see if I can get this cough to quit. Okay, sorry, had to go blow my nose, get rid of all this crap. Okay, so we are down here. We are ready to put in our drain. So let's go to circle and let's just click right here somewhere. And it's going to be asking for the radius. I want you to type in D for diameter, hit enter, and type in 4. Now we have a 4-inch drain. I'm going to give it a little bit of depth. So I'm going to offset it 0.25, quarter of an inch, and I'm going to offset it to the outside because it is a 4-inch inside diameter drain. Now, we end up putting gravel around this. So here's a new one. We're going to go to draw, and we're going to go to spline fit. And I'm just going to start right here where the first mark there is. And let's go up and around just like so. I'm going to come back to there and I'm going to stop. Actually, I shouldn't have went that far down. It needs to, it'll be the same level as the top of your footing. All right, so now I have that. I need to add some gravel to it. So I'm going to go to hatch. I'm going to match properties. I'm going to go down here to this gravel and click, and then I'm just going to click inside of that. Notice that it put it inside here, but didn't put it there. So we have to do a little bit of finagling here. So highlight your gravel, and then right up here in the corner, you're going to see remove, and you're going to click on that inside line and hit enter. But it didn't go away. Try it again. Remove, remove. Thank you. Click. It's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? Remove, click. All right, let's hit polyline one time then. Didn't do it that time, so let's do circle. Why is it not getting rid of it? There we go. All right. All right, so now we have that. We need to add sand to this point right here. So let's go back to our hatch and somewhere where we do sand at. We did sand right, well, I don't know. All right, so go up here to your patterns and it will be gravel. It will be up 2 or 3, earth, sand, architectural sand, and put that sand right there and hit enter. You can't see it, but I promise you it's in there. All right, we can highlight that and change it to 0.5. Oh, I'm sorry, down here at scale, 0.5. Yeah, that's better. Okay. It will show up, I promise you. All right. So as far as code is concerned, that's it. That we don't do any more than that as far as code is concerned. However, I'm going to show you, we go a little bit more in code. I'm going to add, I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to do that offset, doggone it, 2 inches. And I'm going to click on this line right there and go out. All right, so now I have a big thick line, which I don't want a big thick line. So I'm going to go over here to the global width there, and I'm going to make it 0. Okay, so that goes back down. So here is where insulation is going to be. We're going to put some 2-inch XPS insulation in here. So I'm going to go back up to hatch one more time. And I'm going to go all the way to the top and then down 1, 2, maybe 2. Yeah, to 2. ANSI 37, click on that, and then go right inside of that, click. Boom. Now, I think the scale is messed up on this. It is. It's way too, oh, I see one, because I need to change that to 100. No, oh, that's the angle. Never mind. Leave that at 0 and change the scale to 10. Yep, change the scale to 10. All right, so it should look something like that. All right, so lastly, what I want to do is I want to show my earth, okay? So I'm going to go back to that spline that we talked about, and I'm just going to click right there. Actually, I better not, I better click here, and it's going to go to there anyway. Okay, so click there, and just, you know, just do something similar to this, and then you can end it right there and hit enter to end it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back over to Hatch, and I'm going to go down to Earth. Earth, and I'm going to click inside of that. All right, so again, I'm going to change this a little bit again. I'm going to change that to 45. I'm going to change this to 20. Yep, that looked like a good one. So there now is my backfill. All right, so this is, remember that this is going to be less dense than out here. I'm going to highlight that line that I put in there, the spline line, and I'm going to change it to depth points. I don't want to see that line. It will look better, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. I'll delete it. That's what it'll look like on the print, and it looks neater than rather than have that line on there. So if we go with depth points, then that line will not show on the print at all. So let's see, where are we at here? Let me go back over here. We got some insulation, we got some hardwood floor. Let's stop at this point, and I'll put that on another video so that this one, I'm sure this one's probably getting pretty long right now, and then we'll do another video.